Hi everyone, you are welcome back to my channel. My name is Mommy V. To my old and new subscribers, you are welcome. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you so much, I appreciate. Please share, like, subscribe, comment. Above all, press the notification button so that you'll be notified each time I post a video. Thank you so much, I appreciate all my subscribers, both new and old. Thank you so much. Stay put. God bless all of you. I'll be talking to you today on why you should call off a marriage. Why should you call off a marriage or a wedding? Why? We are going to look at those key points. I'm going to look at them today. Marriage is not something one jump in and jump out. That is not how God ordained it to be. Marriage is a union between a man and a woman, and it's supposed to be forever till they do us part. It's not a game. It's not something you jump in and you jump out. That is why one has to take time and study his or her partner and be prayerful before going into the marriage. Tell it to God while during courtship. Study him or her. Find out whether you'll be able to live together. A broken relationship is far more better than a broken marriage. If you find out that you will not be able to live with him or her, it is better to call it off on time. Don't force yourself to marry because of pressure from the family. Don't force yourself to marry because of pressure from relations, from friends, from society. Don't force yourself to marry because you want to prove a point. You are doing yourself more harm than good. Call it off. Call it off. A man or a woman with a bad habit that you do not like, you will not be able to live with that habit forever. You will not be able to live with him or her as far as he or she is having that habit. It's better to call it off, because when you are married to him or her, the that character will magnify. It's going to be worse than what it was. Marriage is not a medicine that you say you will cure. Call it off on time when you notice anything. As I said earlier, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. Let us look at those key points why you should call off that marriage. Let us look at them too. Let us look at them. 1. If you notice that you are not compatible, when you people are not compatible with each other, call it off. When you notice that he or she is violent, say troublemaker, he fights with you, she or he is into fighting and beating and quarrelsome and violent, and you notice that you will not be able to live with him or her, call it off. It's better to call it off on time. When you notice that he's secretive, he or she hides things from you, and you're not yet married to him or her, he's hiding things from you, call it off. There's no trust. When you notice that there's no trust between both of you, that is the time to call it off. Call it off. When you are not sure of him or her, call it off. You want your freedom. You don't want to be under anybody, or you don't want to be attached to anybody. You just want your freedom. Why go in? Call it off. You don't have a real reason. No reason for you to get married. You don't have any reason. You just want to marry because of pressure from the society, from friends, you want to prove a point, from relations, You just want to prove a point, or because you are getting older, you want to rush into marriage. You don't have any reason, no real reason for you to get married, no reason for wanting to marry. Call it off, because it will end in disaster. It's not going to end well. When he or she is already married to his or her career is number one in his or her life. Call it off. Call it off. You don't feel marriage add any value to you, to your life. You don't feel a marriage will add any value to your life, to you, on your mind. I just want to marry because of what some people will not say, well, I can't marry. Or you just want to marry to prove a point. On your mind, after all, I can be on my own. I can be called baby mama or baby papa. I can have children if I want. I have money, I'm rich. When you feel that way, that this marriage I'm going in is not going to add any value to my life, why am I marrying? When you have no reason to marry, call it off. When when you love being independent, you love to be on your own. You love being independent on your own. You don't want to be under control or attached to anybody. You want to be independent. Call it off. When you want to spend your time on other things, not marriage, you prefer to spend your time on other things, not going into marriage, call it off. When you are at different maturity level with each other, the maturity level of your partner is far more below your own. It's not matching up. It's better to call it off. It's better to call it off. Don't force yourself into something that you know it will not end well. The marriage will end very soon. Call it off. When you notice all those attributes in a man or a woman, you don't like monogamy. You don't like to be called a wife or a husband. Call it off. Call it off. Call it off. Each time you see your partner, you feel repulsive. You are not happy to see him or her. His presence or her presence is annoying to you. Call it off. Why force yourself to marry? Your partner's family do not like you and you do not like them. Call it off. Please. Call it off. Don't force yourself to marry to prove a point. Don't force yourself to marry because your friends, all your friends are married. Don't force yourself to marry because you are aging. Don't force yourself to marry because your mother or your father is putting pressure on you to marry. Take your time. Be prayerful. Hand over your relationship unto God. Don't rush into marriage. As I said earlier, a fornicator is a fornicator. In Hebrews 13 verse 4, Bible says that marriage is honorable but undefiled. Marriage is honorable in all but undefiled. Undefiled. That means it is an institution ordained by God. So why are you joking and playing with it? You want to just jump in, and so people will know that you were once married. You want to prove a point. No. Marriage is honorable. It's something that God honors. Don't joke with God. And the Bible says in Matthew, I've already said it before, in Matthew 19 verse 8, said from the beginning it was not so. When they were asking him about asking Jesus about divorce, he said Moses allowed you people to divorce because of the hardness of your heart. That was why you put Moses under pressure. That was why he allowed you to divorce. But it is not so from the beginning. Divorce is bad. God hates divorce. God hates it. Thank you so much for sticking around. God bless all of you. Some other time. Bye. Thank you so much.